A listener sent this in to me and said, I can't believe that this advice column appeared in a Seattle newspaper. And upon reading the column, first of all, I figured out why it appeared in the Seattle paper. It was not written by a local. It's a syndicated columnist named Carolyn Hacks. But Carolyn Hacks writes for the Washington Post and is not in Seattle, because I believe that if this columnist were in Seattle, she would be vilified. One of our male listeners was quite happy to see this column in the Seattle paper, but he was quite amazed at the opinion of the columnist. It's an advice column. Carolyn Hacks writes this column, and she receives letters and responds to listener mail. And here is the letter to Carolyn Hacks that the listener was amazed was allowed to appear in a Seattle newspaper. Dear Carolyn, by the way, I will say that the person writing the letter could easily be from Seattle. Although the columnist clearly is not. Dear Carolyn, before meeting my husband 4 years ago, I was able to lose 75 pounds and achieve my ideal weight, according to my doctor. Since my wedding 2 years ago, I've gained all 75 pounds back and added an additional 25. So you see, she's gained 100 pounds since getting married. I don't have a problem with my weight, says the letter writer. I stopped gaining weight a year ago. But my husband says he can't get very excited about sex anymore, as I look nothing like the woman he met. He works out regularly and is in excellent physical shape. I hate exercise and love to eat. I feel great about the way I look, but I'm angry that he can be so shallow. What can he do to solve this problem? Signed, Washington. I don't know if that means Washington, D.C. or Seattle, Washington. I have no idea, but it sure sounds like a chick from Seattle, doesn't it? Now, the amazing thing is not the letter. Certainly, that sounds like it could have been written by anybody in the Seattle area, any woman, just about. It's the response that the listener was surprised at from Carolyn Hacks. And this is how you know Carolyn Hacks was not a local columnist, but was writing from 3,000 miles away. Here is the response. Dear Washington, so it's all his fault, is it? I feel an unpopular answer coming on. Yes, the most noticeable effect of your lifestyle change was on your appearance. But that doesn't automatically make your husband shallow for being turned off. Right on. You didn't gain weight because you got older, or sick, or pregnant with his 17 kids. You made a conscious, unilateral choice to sit around and eat. That makes your appearance a direct reflection of your values. Rejecting values is hardly shallow. My God, this woman's a genius. I'm not being facetious. I can't believe it's a woman who had the balls to tell fat chicks the truth. She's on to say, you can still argue he never loved you for your immutable inner self. But I can argue just as emphatically that you knowingly misrepresented that inner self. When you met your husband, you weren't conducting yourself as someone who hates exercise and loves to eat. You waited 2 years until after the vows were exchanged. Coincidence? Even you can't think so. Which means the way you presented yourself to him was a lie. Does this mean you're obligated to keep living that lie ever after? No. You're free to be yourself, of course. But does it mean you need to admit to the lie and apologize for it? Yes. And it means your husband, now that he knows the real you, is just as free to find it unattractive without being labeled a pig. Carolyn Hacks. I completely agree. By the way, the letter writer who sent this column to me pointed out that he is fit and places ads on websites like Match.com, looking to meet chicks. And when they write to him, the first thing he asks them is, how much do you weigh? He said it burns a lot of them off, but the ones who are, in fact, find the question humorous, or they actually appreciate his being forthright. Maybe that's a good suggestion for everybody who gets online and tries to meet people. Maybe you ask these chicks right up front, how much do you weigh? You may burn off 80% of the responses you get, but do you really want to buy dinner for these hogs? Wait. All right, you heard the letter, and you heard the response from syndicated columnist Carolyn Hacks. I agree with what she says 100%. What do you think? Lorena, you're on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Not much, Lorena.
I'd like to comment that I think that the article is 100% correct. I'm a 31-year-old. I've been married for 1 year in April, and staying in shape is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my guys stay in shape, and it makes for a great sex life. I've been in shape for about 7 years in pretty much tip-top condition, and I get lots of looks from guys. And I think misrepresenting, a relationship like that is only going to end in disaster.
Well, we've been talking about bait and switch on this show for a long time.
Completely.
Well, I am so tired. This is so refreshing because I am so tired of a society that tells women it's okay to be fat, you're large and in charge, you're proud of who you are, have high self-esteem, don't let people bully you and pressure you.
Exactly. And I think it's really sad when women, their whole goal when they get married is, I have to fit into the size 4 wedding dress.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I was a size 2. I'm actually a size 0 now. And then once they get married, all the photos, everything's done, all the attention's gone, and they let themselves go to crap. And I see their husbands looking at other women, and it's disappointing, and I think it's all on them. And I love it when you talk to the women, the overweight women. Mm-hmm. I have to say, when you rag them like that, it makes me laugh so hard. Because it's totally the truth. And it's hard for them to face the facts. And right now I'm actually turning in to go to the gym, and I see it. I see skinny guys walking in with these heifers, and I think, what happened?
Yeah, and the reason the skinny guys are walking in with the heifers is because they're only going to the gym to get the heifers to go to the gym.
Exactly. They don't need to work out. They need to stay home and eat. So I just thought I'd call in and give my 2 cents. Love your show, by the way.
Lorena, thank you. Michelle on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Michelle.
I love you. And I agree with everything that you say, and the article is totally correct. I feel that the females who are overweight are lazy and don't want to do anything about it, and it's just a poor excuse for being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with everything that you say, and I just got married in June, and I've kept my weight off, and I will continue to keep it off. It's just an excuse. I'm on my way to the gym. I work 10 hours a day, and it's just a poor excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Fat girls just want people to feel sorry for them. Oh, I'm too tired. I can't go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Why, they need to stop picking up the fork and start working out.
That's exactly right. That's the only workout they get. Their elbows working.
Yeah, exactly. They need to get on that treadmill and put some of those pounds away.
Get on the goddamn treadmill, you big fat pigs.
Agree.
That's right.
I love you, Tom.
This is Jim on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Jim.
Hey, You just found your next wife, man.
You mean the columnist, I hope, not the letter writer.
Of course, man. She thinks like you do.
You're not kidding about that. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Christina on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I
Hi.
was just calling to let you know I totally agree with you about the weight thing.
Mm-hmm.
I
said, and I'm wondering where all the women who are large and in charge are. Where are all the women who are proud of their looks? Like the woman who wrote in. We haven't heard many of them yet.
They're probably just ashamed.
All those big fat whales. Come on, call us.
Yeah, I had recently gained weight after my second child. I weighed like 150, and my husband had told me that I was getting too fat, so I lost like 30 pounds.
Good for you.
So, you have to keep your man happy.
That's right. Don't blame us if you gain 30 pounds and then you take your clothes off and we don't look excited.
Right, exactly. All right, well, thanks, Tom. I just wanted to let you know I totally agree. I love your show. I listen to you every single day.
Thank you, Christina.
Okay, bye.
Appreciate the call. Pete on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Pete.
How you doing, man?
Okay.
Hey, well, I think these people are totally bogus. They hook up in the marriage and then they let themselves go to crap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm recently divorced, but last summer my wife tried to do the same thing. She started spreading up into the high 140s, and I put my foot down and I just said, hey, we're going to drop this weight. You're going to lose 5 pounds in these weeks and then another 10 pounds by this day, and then by the end of it, you should be down a whole 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Worked like a charm.
Good for you.
They usually get involved and tell their wife what to do.
I think it's time for guys to say, yeah, you know what? You do look fat in those pants. Yes, you do.
Yeah, they didn't shrink in the dryer, I tell you that much.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Hey, Tom?
Yes,
I
Pete.
want to thank you personally, by the way. I'm going through getting through that divorce, That Leykis 101 works like a charm.
Oh, I love that.
Awesome.
Thank you, Pete. By the way, if your wife had stayed slim, would that have helped your marriage last?
No, she's still slimmed down. She's even better looking than when we got married, but I'm just an asshole, so...
Listen, look at you, and you're proud of it, which I really like.
Yeah.
Very nice. This is David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom.
Yes, David.
I have to admit, 5-10 pounds in a 2-year period, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But 100 pounds in 2 years, that's almost intentional.
Oh, yeah. It's like saying, screw you. Now I've got your bank account.
Well, not only that, but she says that she's happy, quote-unquote, happy with her weight.
It's even worse than that. She's happy with the way she looks.
Exactly. I teach an ethics course, and that was one of the things that my students put in there as equivalent to lying on your resume and getting hired to do something that you're not capable of doing, and then being happy about your stupidity or your being incapable of doing something, or the idea of the same thing if she had lied about $100,000 of debt or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was what my students are saying were equivalent to gaining so much weight and being happy about it. This idea of a victimless, I don't want to say crime, but some victimless act that you do. She's totally not even thinking about the idea that someone is a victim of the fact that she's, quote-unquote, happy with being 100 pounds heavier than she was 2 years ago when she got married.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's a victim. If she has kids, they're going to be a victim. The husband, I'm sure he didn't
But
plan.
look at her attitude. How do you like that question she asked at the end of her letter? What can he do to solve this problem?
Well, I can't believe that this was such a great response from this columnist. I seriously was expecting you to say what he could do was to dump her.
Oh.
That was one solution.
Of course. I think that's the best. Well, he wasn't asking for advice. If he were asking for advice, that would be my advice. Dump that bitch.
Exactly.
Katie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Katie.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
That is awesome.
It is.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you that my cousin is going out with this fat ass.
Really?
Yes. She is like a heifer on steroids, Tom.
Oh, my God.
She is humongo, and he's only 15.
Oh.
And I told him to listen to you, and he won't listen to me.
Where's his dad?
He doesn't have a dad.
Of course he doesn't have a dad. That's the only kind of boy that would tolerate that.
She is disgusting. She comes to school with her hair still wet. She smells like chorizo and eggs in the morning.
Oh, my God.
Yes, and I listen to you, and I go by your rules of what the perfect woman is, and I think I'm pretty hot for 15.
Really? What do you look like?
Well, I have brunette hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 5'5", 115, size 2, and I'm a 30D.
Look at you.
Yes.
You're out of control.
I know, and I'm only 15.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Did Dean put you down on the tickler file for 3 years from now?
I guess so, if you want to.
There you go, Dean. Put that on the list. And just keep her on your Christmas card list till then, okay? Well, Katie, thank you. I'm glad to hear we're raising a generation of women who fit right in.
Thank you, Tom.
Katie, I'm here to help. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Unbelievable. Listen to that. We're raising the teenage girls of America. Yes, for our future exploitation once they're legal. Don't touch them now, boys. You just wait. All right, what do you think about this letter from a reader and the response from the syndicated columnist Carolyn Hacks? More of your calls coming up. This is Jordan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. What's up?
Hey, nothing but the ratings, Jordan. How are you?
I'm doing well. Listen, I basically agree with you, but I have some issues. I think you're kind of doing a disservice to the ladies by making them think that so long as they look good, us guys aren't going to mess around. And I think that...
I've never said that.
Well,
I've never said that. You lessen the likelihood of it, but it's not just looking good, it's also putting out.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. But I have to say that, if part of what you're saying was true, then, models and actors would be the longest couples there are in history, and, they...
Oh, no, and no one said it's a guarantee.
It's not...
It only makes it more likely that the things will last. Well, I mean, if you have a good sex life, it's more likely your marriage will be successful. If somebody looks good when they take their clothes off, you're more likely to get aroused. I mean, these things are connected.
There's no doubt you're 100% right in that. However, I think, and you've had many topics, similar topics on that, and I think you seem to imply to the chicks, hey, slim down, put out, and husbands won't look elsewhere.
That's not what I said. I said it's less likely they'll look elsewhere, and it is.
Sure, it's less likely. I don't think it's much less likely, and in some fact...
I don't agree with you. And by the way, even if it's a little less likely, so then isn't that a good enough reason to do it?
Yeah, but I think it's probably insignificant, and I'll tell you why. I think that, listen...
It's insignificant. So can you get an erection looking at a big tub of goo with their clothes on?
Oh, no. I agree with you on that part. But if I'm going out and doing the same beautiful girl day in, day out, I'm going to be looking at her quite differently and not as the same hot chick that somebody else is.
I don't know how many 10s you've been with, but when I've been with a 10... my eyes never went elsewhere. Never.
Tom,
never.
I would venture to say that if you're married 4 times, I bet you probably neither one of those you broke up because they turned into heifers, but because your little head was thinking about doing something else with somebody.
No, actually, that is not the reason I ever broke up a marriage. If you've been a long-time listener to this show, it never had anything to do with that. I never abandoned anybody to take up with anybody else in a marriage. Never.
Well, I think along the same line of telling the ladies to look good, you should also say that the mindset of guys is really that, the girl that they find the most attractive always is always the next one, the next girl, and that has bigger implications.
Well, you know what? I don't. Sometimes that's true, but I'm telling you, if a woman looks hot, stays hot, and keeps putting out, the likelihood that a man will leave is much lower. Much lower. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. David.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what if, can I ask you a question real fast?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay, like, my wife is going to the gym and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if, she weighs about two something, probably, something like that. What if, she loses all that weight and then she probably want to leave me?
That's what you're worried about?
Yeah.
Well, the real question is, why'd you marry somebody so fat in the first place? Because you are insecure?
No, she wasn't. When I married her, she wasn't fat.
Cal, you've only been married, I see on the screen here, 3 years.
Yeah, but I've been together for about 12.
All right, so why'd you marry a fat woman?
Oh, well, she wasn't fat though. She was nice and slim at the time, and then.
So she was slim 3 years ago.
Yeah.
How many pounds did she gain in the last 3 years?
Maybe about 25.
25? So she weighed 175 and now she's 200?
Yeah.
175. How tall is she?
She's about 5'8", 5'9". That's
still overweight.
Yeah, I know.
Why'd you marry someone who's overweight?
Oh, I don't know. Just for her personality and stuff. She was a good woman.
Well, that's all wonderful, but you still have to see her naked.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to get aroused.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And the fatter she is, the harder that is to make happen.
Yeah, well, that's why I come to you, Tom, see what you can help me out.
Well,
what should I do?
Well,
go to the gym with her?
I'd go to the gym with her. Why not?
Oh, okay.
Why not?
And I love her to death and stuff. You know, I just don't know what I don't know what to do here.
Well, are you in shape?
No, not really.
Well, time to. You know what?
I'm not in bad health though either.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Yeah. You know what? Being in shape's a good thing. I go to a trainer twice a week. I go to the gym 3 times a week.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Okay.
It's not going to hurt you.
Okay.
Go do it, because believe me, one day there'll be somebody else at the gym or an exercise instructor. Somebody's going to tell her how great she looks. And you won't be there.
Okay.
You really want that?
No. Yeah. I mean, hey, man, you never know what happens. That's why I come to you, Tom.
You go with her.
All right.
All right, David. Here is Raya on the Tom Leykis show.
Hey, Tom, long time first.
Thank you.
I think we're kind of missing the whole point of the article. The columnist, Carolyn Hicks.
Yeah, Hacks, yeah.
I don't think we'd agree with her on anything but this, just because of the audacity of the writer. She married her husband knowing that he was in good physical condition, and that, she appreciated that about him. If you're going to marry somebody so shallow, then why should you cop out and say that you're not going to play that game anymore, you know?
I don't understand.
If she wasn't looking for somebody that was only looking for looks,
yeah,
you know, if that was a big important part to her to start with, right? Because the guy went to the gym all the time.
Well, we don't know that, but I would certainly assume that was a bonus at the very least.
She said in the letter that she wrote that her husband was in top physical condition.
Right. Yes.
And then I think that's just a bigger problem with women in general, is that, they want to be put on a pedestal but want to be treated equally. And, they want honesty but not truth. And it's just like, if you're gonna marry somebody who keeps good control of their body and isn't probably the smartest guy, I don't know, and you also keep good control of your body, why should you not be a part of that?
Well, again, I think most women they want men to hold to a certain standard of behavior, and then they want the right to do whatever they want to do.
I'm done with that, Tom.
Good for you. You should be done with that, for Christ's sake. Teresa on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hi.
Hi. I have a couple points that I think a lot of people are missing.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the obvious attraction factor, there's also, I think that someone seriously overweight is a reflection of their state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Shows a lot of instability and so forth.
Yeah.
That they don't expect a lot of themselves, and they don't display any signs of self-control, things of that nature.
By the way, I think her husband should dump her today. If he's listening out there, he should dump her immediately.
Yeah, that's pretty bad to do that to somebody. And dramatically increases health risks. Who wants to be with somebody who's going to have aches and pains, can't do anything, develops diabetes and everything? It doesn't seem like it's going to be such a fun life to have to deal with that. Yeah. And I think this big and bold and beautiful, it does a great disservice to a lot of women out there, especially young ones, who really need to get on the ball and get themselves in shape.
Well, when they're 55, they're going to be big and dead.
Exactly. That's all I had to say, Tom. Love your show.
Thank you, Teresa. 1-800-5800-TOM. Myrna on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
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 Hi, I love your show.
Thank you.
You had a question asking for fat girls to call in?
Right.
I am one of them. And I totally agree with the article. I think women that say that they're happy with their weight and say that they're beautiful and everything, it's a bunch of crap. Because I have never been happy with myself. And I mean, looking at myself, I'm disgusted. And for that same reason, I'm finally doing something about it.
Yeah, I think we're not doing women a service by telling them it's great to be fat and you're a big, beautiful woman.
Exactly.
We're not helping women out with that.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. I love your show.
Thank you, Berna. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Maggie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Maggie.
How are you doing today?
Do you care?
Of course I do.
Doing great.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, I'm currently having an affair with my boss, and his wife is huge. She'll waddle into work, and I'm just laughing at her because I know that he's with me. I take care of myself. I work out, I eat right, and it's so funny because she'll waddle in and has no idea, and it's funny. I laugh at her all the time.
Wow. How often do you get with him?
A couple times a week. It's kind of funny. He tells her that he's going to go to the gym because he knows that she won't get her lazy ass off.
That's one place that she'll never walk in.
Exactly. So he's like, I'm going to go to the gym, honey, and then we do have a workout. So it works out good.
He comes home all sweaty.
Yeah, he's like, I was working it real good, and she's probably all happy. But it works out great because, I'm in shape, he's in shape. We have a great time together. And it's just funny. Like I said, she'll come into work, and I just laugh because she's huge.
Wow.
Huge.
Wow.
And I actually want to tell women out there to keep on putting on the weight because then girls like us get their men, and we reap all the benefits. So if they want to keep on eating, tell them that's perfect.
Words to the wise, Maggie. Let's say hi to Cynthia on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I just wanted to call and tell you that, first of all, I love your show, but my mother told me the day that I got married, she said, to have a long and happy marriage, and I've been married over 10 years, she said, you have to continue to be the woman that you are today. In other words, don't, blimp up 50 pounds, don't stop wearing makeup. You continue to be the woman that he's marrying today. And I don't understand these women get married and then they just throw everything out the window.
I'm going to tell you why they do that. Because in this country, when women get married, they can take us to the cleaners. They can take half or more of everything we've earned. And so they believe once they sign us to this long-term, no-cut contract, that they can do whatever they want, and that if we complain about it or if we threaten to leave, they'll just take our money.
Yeah.
Other countries, men don't get screwed to this extent in divorce.
Well, and also I think that...
That's why women in other countries are so attractive, even when they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s, as opposed to the United States. The competition never ends, and if your man leaves you, you're left high and dry.
And I also think that, to be in a marriage, it's work. And part of the work is to keep your man interested in you. Mm-hmm. And you just can't let yourself go, and because there's always going to be somebody younger, somebody there, especially if your man is very successful, always waiting to come in and take your place.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you, Tom.
This is Katrina on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Great.
So you're saying that when a woman marries a man and you think it's bad for her to gain weight after she's married with a man?
Correct, yes.
Why do you think that?
Because a man needs to be able to get an erection when you take your clothes off. And if you're a big fat slob, we can't.
Well, aren't you big fat slob?
No, I'm not. I've lost 53 pounds, dear. You haven't seen me in a long time.
Really?
I've been going to a trainer. I've been working out 3 times a week. And I've lost through diet and exercise 53 pounds.
Well, that's really good for you.
So I'm not a big fat slob, dear. I went out and did something about it, and I think everybody needs to do something about it.
But don't you think that a guy should encourage his wife and love her?
No, he should encourage her to stay thin.
No.
Big
fat slob.
Right, he should encourage her to get thin so that he can have an erection when he sees her naked.
Oh, so he shouldn't just love her for who she is.
No, because that is part of who she is.
So
The people who can't take the fork out of their mouth, this is a reflection of who they are. This tells you who they are. It tells you they're weak-willed. It tells you they're depressed. It tells you they have no respect for the person they're with. It tells you they don't care if they die young. It tells you they don't care if they're unhealthy. It tells you a lot of things about that person.
If you have respect for the person you with, you love them.
You know what? If somebody gains 50 pounds on me, I have less respect for them.
You have less respect for
Yes, I do. And you know what? I don't blame anybody else who has less respect for somebody.
Less respect because they weigh more.
Yes, because weight is just a symptom of a number of different issues.
It's attractive to be thin, exactly. I mean, I'm a thin woman myself, but who says it's attractive to be thin and not
most of America. That's why people are hell-bent on fat-free foods and diets, and that's why the health clubs are doing so well, because most of America believes that.
So you're going to be superficial enough to say...
But nothing superficial about it. When you are thin, you live longer, you are healthier, you are less likely to die of heart attack, stroke, diabetes, high blood pressure, any number of different ailments that people get, dying young, cancer. The list is long.
Okay, so cancer. So are you going to not love someone because they smoke? Because that's cancer causing.
You know what? I don't love smoking, and I have a problem with people who smoke. Yes, I do.
Okay, do you drink at all?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that hurts your liver.
No, drinking excessively hurts your liver, dear. Drinking excessively hurts your liver, not drinking. In fact, drinking moderate amounts of wine help you. They are healthy for you.